Right now, at this exact moment, money is controlling something in your life. The job you chose, the decision you are putting off, the stress you carried to bed last night, the thing you want but cannot afford. Money is behind all of it. And the strangest part? Nobody taught you how it actually works. Not school, not your parents, not anyone. You were told to earn it, but nobody told you how to understand it, manage it, or make it work for you. That ends today. Because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you why money controls most people and exactly what you can do to take that control back. Stay with me. This one matters.
Meet Suraj, 27 years old, working in Kathmandu. He finally got a job after years of study. First salary, 35,000 rupees. He felt incredible, independent, free. The first month he paid rent, bought groceries, sent some money home to his parents in Dotting, still had a little left over. He felt like he had figured it out. But month 2, things shifted. A friend's birthday, a new phone on EMI, a family function that needed contribution, electricity bill higher than expected. Suddenly, the 35,000 was gone before the month ended. Month 3, a small raise, 38,000. But by the end of that month, it was gone too. More expenses had quietly appeared to match the new income. By month 6, Suraj was counting days until salary. He was earning, he was working hard, but he had nothing to show for it, and he had no idea why. This is not a story about laziness. This is a story about a gap, the gap between earning money and understanding it.
Suraj is not unusual. His story plays out in thousands of homes across Nepal every month. The reason is not income. The reason is what nobody ever taught us. Think about your own education. 12 years of school, history, geography, mathematics, science. But did anyone teach you what money actually is, how it flows, how to manage it, how to make it grow? Almost certainly not. In Nepal, and in most countries, financial education is simply not part of how we raise people. We are taught to earn, but we are never taught to understand. And so generation after generation, intelligent, hardworking people grow up with income, but without the tools to use it well. They earn more, they spend more, they stress more, but the underlying problem never changes. The problem is not the salary. The problem is the system. And the system starts with understanding what money actually is. This is not a story about laziness. This is a story about a gap, the gap between earning money and understanding it.
So let us answer the most fundamental question. What is money? Money is not just paper. It is not just numbers in an app. Money is a tool. That is all it is, a tool. And like any tool, what matters is not how much of it you have. What matters is how well you understand how to use it. Think about a hammer. In the hands of someone who has never built anything, a hammer is just a heavy object. But in the hands of a skilled carpenter, that same hammer builds a house. The tool did not change. The understanding did. Money works the same way. In the hands of someone who does not understand it, money disappears, no matter how much comes in. In the hands of someone who understands it, the same amount builds something real over time. Money is a tool for exchanging value, making decisions, and creating freedom, if you know how to use it. If you do not, it becomes a source of permanent stress. Most people treat money emotionally. They spend when they are happy, they spend when they are sad. They spend to celebrate and sometimes to cope. The shift from reacting to managing is the single most important financial change you can make. This is not a story about laziness. This is a story about a gap, the gap between earning money and understanding it.
The simplest financial truth. In and out. Foundation of all financial understanding. Now let us go one level deeper to the most important idea in all of personal finance, and it is beautifully simple. Money flows in two directions. It comes in and it goes out. That is the entire system. When more money comes in than goes out, you are building. When more money goes out than comes in, you are bleeding. When they are exactly equal, you are standing still, feeling like you're working hard but going nowhere. Most people in Nepal focus entirely on the coming in side. Earn more, work more, hustle more. But the going outside receives almost no attention, and that is exactly where the problem lives. Income is important, but controlling the flow, understanding where every rupee goes, and making intentional choices about it is what actually builds financial stability. It is entirely possible to earn a high salary and still feel financially insecure, and it is entirely possible to earn a modest salary and build real wealth if the flow of money is managed intentionally. This happens every day. The difference is not luck, it is understanding.
In Nepal, managing money comes with pressures that most financial books never mention. There is social pressure, family obligations, festivals and functions where contributions are expected, not asked for, but expected. The pressure to appear successful, to not let others think you are struggling, to maintain a certain lifestyle even when the finances do not support it. A wedding in the family means you contribute. A festival means you spend. A relative visits from abroad and you host generously. A neighbor buys something and you feel the quiet pull to match it. These are not failures of character. They are real pressures from our culture, and they are powerful. Here's the truth nobody says out loud. You cannot build a financial foundation while spending to maintain appearances. These two things are in direct conflict. This does not mean you stop being part of your family or community. It means you start making these decisions with awareness, understanding the financial impact, rather than going along with every expectation automatically.
Japan, Australia, the UK, and everywhere else Nepalis go to work. Meet Ramila. She left her 2 children with her mother-in-law in Chitwan and went to Qatar as a domestic worker. The sacrifice was enormous, but she was earning nearly 60,000 rupees a month after expenses. Every month, she sent almost everything home. Life visibly improved: a new television, a motorbike, better food, new clothes for the children. 4 years later, Ramila came home. She had sent the equivalent of nearly 25 lakhs over that period. But when she looked at what had been built, there was a small land purchase, some improvements to the house, and a much smaller savings figure than she had imagined. The money had come, but it had also quietly gone in lifestyle, in spending without planning, in expenses that felt justified in the moment. Ramila's story is not about failure. It is about what happens when significant income arrives without a structure to manage it. The sacrifice was real. The money was real. But without understanding and planning, even a large income leaves very little behind. Money without a plan does not build. It simply passes through.
Earning slightly less, 32,000 Nepalese rupees a month. But Dipesh did something different early on. He spent his first month tracking every single expense, not to cut anything, just to see. At the end of the month, he was surprised. Almost 6,000 rupees had gone to things he genuinely could not remember clearly. Small purchases, impulse decisions, amounts that felt insignificant at the time. Month 2, he made 3 intentional decisions. He set aside 5,000 rupees on salary day before spending anything, he canceled 2 subscriptions he had forgotten about, and he decided to think 24 hours before any unplanned purchase above 500 rupees. Month 3, same income, same city, but 5,000 rupees in savings. Month 6, 30,000 rupees saved. 1 year later, 60,000 rupees in a savings account earning interest. He had also started learning about where to put that money to grow it further. Dipesh did not get a raise, he did not start a business, he simply started understanding his own money and made a few deliberate decisions based on that understanding. The money in Dipesh's life did not change.
His relationship with money changed, and that changed everything. Is how you stop repeating them. Mistake 1. Not tracking where money goes. Most people have no accurate idea where their money actually goes each month. They have a rough sense, rent, food, travel, but the actual figure, the real breakdown, they're guessing, and you cannot manage what you cannot see. Mistake 2. Spending based on emotion, not intention. Happy occasion? Spend. Bad day? Spend. Boredom? Spend. Someone else has something? Spend. Emotional spending is the single biggest invisible drain on financial progress. It feels justified in the moment and regretted later. Mistake 3. Spending to maintain image. Buying things you cannot truly afford to appear successful to people who are probably doing the same thing. Everyone looking financially comfortable while being financially stressed. This is deeply embedded in our culture and extremely costly. Mistake 4. No plan before money arrives. When salary arrives, what is the plan? If the answer is pay bills, see what is left, and spend from the remainder, there is no plan. Money without a plan always disappears. Every demand on unplanned money feels equally valid in the moment. Mistake 5. Waiting to save until there is enough left. Most people plan to save whatever is left at the end of the month. There is almost never anything left, because spending expands to fill available income. Savings must come first, even a small, consistent amount, before anything else is spent. Mistake 6. No long-term thinking. Managing money only for this month, this week, this need, without asking, where do I want to be financially in 5 years? Without direction, every financial decision is made in isolation, and isolated decisions rarely build anything.
Are specific and they compound over time. You depend entirely on your next salary. One unexpected expense, a medical emergency, a family crisis, and you are in serious difficulty with no buffer. You live permanently one bad month away from real trouble. You feel a ceiling on your choices. You cannot take a risk. You cannot change your job, even if you want to, because you cannot afford a gap in income. You cannot invest in your own growth because every rupee is already committed. The money, or lack of it, is making your decisions for you. The stress is constant and invisible. It lives in the background of every decision, every conversation about the future, every night you go to sleep knowing the numbers are not where you want them to be. The cost of financial unawareness is not just money. It is options, it is freedom, it is peace of mind, and it is time, the one thing you cannot earn back.
Before we move to the solution, I want to ask you something. Answer it honestly, not to me, but to yourself. Right now, today, do you know with reasonable accuracy where your money went last month? Not roughly, not guessing. Do you actually know? If someone asked you to write down every expense from last month, could you account for every significant rupee? If the answer is no, and for most people it will be no, that is not a moral failure. It is simply the gap nobody helped you close, the gap between earning money and understanding it. Awareness is not the final destination, but it is the only starting point. You cannot change what you cannot see clearly. The good news, the genuinely hopeful part, is that awareness costs nothing. It requires no additional income, no financial background, no special knowledge. It requires only the decision to pay attention to what is already happening.
Step 1. Track everything for 30 days. Not to judge yourself, not to cut anything yet, simply to see. Write down every expense, every cup of tea, every subscription, every transfer. At the end of 30 days, you will know things about your own money you have never known. That knowledge is the foundation of everything that comes next. Step 2. Pay yourself first. The moment your salary arrives,
Move a fixed amount into a separate savings account before spending a single rupee, even if it is $2,000. The habit of saving before spending is more important than the amount. Start somewhere. Start now. Step 3. Find your 3 biggest leaks. After tracking for 30 days, you will see patterns, categories where money goes that you did not consciously choose. Start with the 3 biggest leaks and make one deliberate decision about each. Step 4. Plan before the money arrives. Before your next salary lands, write down where it will go. Assign every rupee a purpose before you start spending. A budget does not restrict you, it gives you permission to spend, because you've already decided what is important. Step 5. Ask one financial question every week. One question, that's all. What is a fixed deposit? What does investing mean? You do not need to learn everything at once. One question a week, every week, and within a year, your financial understanding will be unrecognizable compared to today.
Every month, 6 months after the honest conversation with himself, where he finally admitted he had no idea where his money was going, he had made 3 changes. He tracked his expenses, he set aside 3,000 rupees on the first of every month, he stopped 2 spending habits he maintained purely out of habit rather than real desire. His salary had not changed, his job had not changed, his city had not changed. But at the end of those 6 months, he had 18,000 rupees in a savings account. The first time in his working life, he ended a month with more than he started with. 1 year later, 45,000 rupees saved. He had started asking questions about investing. He was reading about NEPSE. He had one clear financial goal for the first time, something specific he was working toward rather than just hoping for. His salary had not increased significantly, his financial situation had changed completely. Suraj did not become wealthy overnight, but he stopped being controlled by money, and that is where everything starts. We covered today. Money is not the problem in your life. The relationship you have with money, the understanding or lack of it, is the problem. And relationships can change. You are not bad with money because you lack discipline or willpower. You are navigating a financial world with tools you were never given. Nobody handed you a map. You have been finding your way without one. But maps can be learned. Tools can be acquired. Understanding can be built. One piece at a time, one decision at a time, 1 month at a time. The moment you understand money, truly understand it, not just earn it, is the moment it stops controlling you, and the moment you start controlling it. When you do not understand it, this is not personal failure. It is a gap in what we were ever taught. Money is a tool. It flows in 2 directions. The goal is not just more income, it is managing the flow intentionally. In Nepal, this is made harder by social pressure and cultural expectations. These are real, but they can be navigated with awareness. The 6 mistakes, not tracking, emotional spending, spending for image, no plan, no savings habit, no long-term thinking, are all correctable. They require awareness, not income. The 5 steps, track, pay yourself first, find your leaks, plan before spending, ask one question a week, are available right now at any income level. Money is not the problem. Understanding is the solution, and understanding is something you can build starting today. Has ever built financial stability, regardless of income, background, or where they started, did it by first deciding to understand. Not to earn more, not to wait for circumstances to change, to understand what was already happening with the money they already had. You have taken a step toward that today. Understanding why money controls most people and what you can do about it is knowledge that will change how you think about every financial decision from this point forward. Money will always be part of your life. The question from today forward is simple. Will you control it,
or will it control you? The answer is yours to decide, and you already know what it should be.
If this video gave you one new way of thinking about money, what it actually is and why it controls most people, then subscribe and turn on notifications right now. Because in the next video, I am going to show you these specific habits and systems that separate people who build wealth from people who stay stuck, regardless of how much they earn. It builds directly on what you learned here, and it is the most practical financial video I have made. Also, if you know someone who works hard but always feels financially behind, someone who earns a salary but never has anything to show for it, share this video with them. The 15 minutes they spend watching this could change the direction of their financial life. I will see you in the next one.